Hey guys, welcome back. Marco here from blitzguitar.com. Today I want to help you familiarizing yourself with fingerstyle guitar, and I really want to do that by showing you this very simple melody that you can play using fingerstyle. Now it's a kind of a classical piece. It's very simple, just few chords, and the goal here is to learn how to put together a very simple melody with a bass line. Okay, so just really take it step by step, and even if you are a beginner and you just started a few days ago, a few weeks ago, just give it a try, take it step by step, and it's a really musical exercise, so it should help you to have the feeling of playing something that it's musical. Okay, so let's get started. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with all the upcoming lessons, and thank you so much for watching all my videos, guys. Thank you for all the comments and feedback. I really appreciate that. So let's get started. Let's have a close up and let me show you how to play that. One thing really important, guys, before we get started about the fingerstyle, okay? You always want to make sure that you alternate fingering, okay? You never want to pluck using the same finger, double plucking or triple plucking with the same finger. So as a rule of thumb, you really want to try to always alternate. And you don't really have to worry too much about which finger you start with. Doesn't really matter. If you start with the index, then you want to keep alternating index and middle. If you start with the middle, you want to alternate middle, index, and you want to try to do that as much as possible from the beginning. Okay, it's really important to get used to this movement. Sometimes you might double pluck with the same finger. It's not a big deal as long as you don't play the whole thing with just one finger. Is not going to take you really far. Okay, so let's get started. Alright guys, let's get started. Now the first thing you will notice that I'm going to use all four fingers. Okay, and this is something that you really want to refer to when you start playing guitar. You never want to really play everything with one finger. Just use all of them. Okay, so we'll be doing them and really take it step by step. Now the first part of the melody sounds like that. Okay, so the melody is all on one string. Okay, so we're going to start though with the second string, fret number 5. Okay, this is the only exception. Then the melody will be played on the first string. So second string, fret number 5 with the index finger, and you pluck it twice. Okay, I start with the index and then I pluck with the middle. Okay, so and then I start the phrase with this chord, which is the A minor chord. Okay, and the melody is on the first string, fret number 8, and I'm using the little finger. Okay, so you want to try to go from fret 5 to fret 8. You want to pluck that simultaneously with the 5th open string, okay, and the first string, fret 8. Okay, and I use thumb and middle, and then I have the first string, fret number 7 and 5. Okay, so try to use exactly the same fingering I'm using. So that's the first chord, A minor. And then we move on to the second chord, which is E major, which is pretty simple, very simple bar. You have the melody going on the first string, fret number 7, and the 6th open string is the bass note. So you want to pluck that simultaneously, 6th string and the first string, fret 7, and then you have the first string, fret number 4. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using all 4 fingers. So and then I play the next bar, which is going to be an A minor again. And that's a pretty simple bar, because you have the first string, fret number 5, simultaneously with the 5th open string. You pluck them together, and then you have first string, fret 8 with a little finger. Okay, and you finish with an A minor chord that you can strum starting on the 5th string. Okay, And the A minor is a very basic chord. You have the 4th string fret number 2, the 3rd string fret number 2, and the 2nd string fret number 1. You start strumming from the 5th string, and I usually start, I strum with the thumb all the way to the 1st. Okay. So the first line will be okay. And then we move on to the second line, which is going to be slightly different, and it's going to sound like that. Okay. So how does it work? We're gonna start with the D minor chord. Okay. So the melody, it goes like that. Very simple. So the bass note is the 4th string open, and the melody is on the 1st string fret number 1. Okay. You pluck that together, and then you have the 1st open string and the 2nd string fret number 3. Okay. Just try to let the chord ring out. The bass note should always ring out as you play the melody. Then the next bar is A minor again, very simple. And we start with 2 open strings, 5th open and the 1st open. And then the 2nd string fret number 1. Very simple, okay? So D minor, A minor, and then we have a beautiful E suspended chord. Okay, now how does it work? The E suspended is a very simple chord. You have 3 fingers within the same fret, and you're gonna play the 6th open string, the 5th string fret number 2 with the 2nd finger, the 4th string fret number 2 with the 3rd finger, and the 3rd string fret number 2 with the little finger. It's just like an A major chord, everything 1 string up, okay? And you want to strum from the 6th string all the way up to the 3rd string. So you want to stop on the 3rd. You don't want to strum everything. So, and it's not like a quick strum like that. You can take your time and just strike 1 string at a time. So, and then as the chord is keeps ringing out, you play the 3rd string fret number 1. So we're going from an E suspended chord to an E major, but we only play the 3rd string fret 1. So the only thing that really changed is the 3rd string. Okay. So D minor, A minor, and E suspended. That's it. Okay. Now the second line, the last bar will be the 3rd string fret number 1, and then we have the melody starting again, and it starts exactly the same way. So we're gonna go back to the fret 5 and play the 2nd string fret 5, which are the 2 notes that we learn at the really beginning of the melody, and then we start again, but the melody will be different. So let's check it out. So guys, the second part is slightly different. The melody is slightly different. We're gonna jump all the way up to the fret 12, so it's going to be really exciting. And we're gonna start exactly the same way. So remember, you got the suspended chord, and then you have the 2nd string fret 5 twice. Okay. Now the melody, the first bar will sound exactly the same. But we have a different melody, okay? So it's a little bit more challenging. Now, how does it work? Once you play the 2nd string fret 5, then you have the 5th open string simultaneously with the 1st string fret 8. You already learned that. Then fret 7 and fret 5, okay? And then after them, what happens is we're gonna jump all the way to the fret 12. So we're gonna play 6th string open, okay, and the 1st string fret number 12, simultaneously. This is an E major chord, okay? And once you play that together, then you play the first string fret 7. Okay? So the melody is still on one string. And then after them, so this is a little bit more challenging. So this is the bar number 3. We're gonna have an A minor chord, okay? And this is the first time we're actually playing 3 strings rather than just 2 strings, okay? So we have the 5th open string, the 2nd string fret number 10, and the 1st string fret number 8. You wanna pluck that together with thumb, index, and middle, okay? Then after that, you have the 1st string fret number 10 with the little finger, and then you slide to fret 12 and you play the 4th string fret number 10. Okay, so you play a C major chord. So you have A minor and a C major. Okay, and then you have the 1st string fret 12 again. Okay, so now the full bar sounds like that. Okay, you can play slower than that, and then you play the 1st string again, and then after that we move on to the last bar, which is going to be this one. Very classical, classical guitar kind of thing. Okay, now the last bar start with the a D minor chord, okay, and the melody is all the way up to the fret number 13. So you play the 4th open string and the 1st string fret number 13, pluck that simultaneously. Then you have the 1st string fret number 12 and then 10. So it's a 3 notes melody. Okay, and then this is when we're gonna play a beautiful A minor over E major chord, and that's the first chord we actually play. Well, we've been playing the A minor, but it's a basic chord. Also the E suspended is still basic, but this one is a little bit more challenging because it's all the way up to the fret, to the position 8, so it's a little bit more difficult. And how does it work? We're playing the 1st string fret number 8, the 2nd string fret number 10, and the 3rd string fret number 9, and the bass is the 6th open. Okay, so you want to pluck that together. So thumb, index, middle, and ring. So you come from the D minor. Okay, you pluck that together. And then what you'll do, you have the 3rd string fret 7 and the 1st string fret 7. And that's a beautiful chord that you can play with index on the 3rd string and ring on the 1st. They're both on the 7th fret. Okay, so, and one thing that I do here, I play the chord and then I slide this finger back to the fret 7, and then I play the 1st string fret 7 with the 3rd finger. Okay, and the last chord, A minor, I slide this position 2 frets back, and so 3rd string fret 5, 1st string fret 5, and I pluck that simultaneously with the thumb on the 5th, index on the 3rd, and ring on the 1st. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful melody. So and then the last 2 notes, okay, really conclusive, 6th open and 5th open. So the last bar, beautiful classical melody. Okay, take it step by step, guys. Make sure that you always alternate with index and middle finger, and just really keep trying. So thank you so much for checking this lesson, guys, and I'll see you next time.